Hello there. Welcome to C operator precedence lecture 3. We looked at simple expressions. So now let us make the expressions a little bit what is called complicated. Uh, of course, complication is the perception of the mind. If we understand, nothing is complicated. Suppose now if I have an expression wherein I compare two constants, 10 less than 10. I know, of course, 10 is not less than 10, but we'll try and look at the. Now, this becomes, if I look at my less than operator and go to my precedence, the less than operator in this case, now if you look at, has a priority which is lesser than the other priorities, but the associativity is left to right, which means that suppose I now have 10 less than 10. Okay, is 10 less than 10? We don't know the result of a expression in C when I evaluate a relation expression. Does it say true or does it say false? That we have to see, right? So if I compile this, run this code, it always evaluates to 0. So 0 in C language is technically taken as false. So a relational or a logical expression, once evaluated properly, legally, results in an integer, which is, and if the result is 0, perfect 0, then the value is false. And if the result is a non-zero integer, then the result is true. Some of the compilers will always result that value as 1 if it is true, but it is again compiler dependent. So, but all the compilers with 0 indicates false and 1 indicates, or 1 or any non-zero integer indicates true. Suppose if I have something like 10 less than 10 less than 10 and then greater than. Okay, so how does this gets evaluated? Now, if you go back to our table, now these have equal priorities. So when they have equal priorities, so how do they get evaluated? So first you look at 10 less than 10, which is 0. Is 0 less than 10, which is again true, isn't it? Now you see, is 10 less than 10, it results in 0. Now is 0 less than 10, results in 1. Is 0 less than 10 and 1 less than 10? Yes, results in some integer value. Is it greater than 10? So this we cannot predict the output, isn't it? Right? Now if it takes as 1, then probably yes, right? So isn't it? So how did it evaluate it to be 0? Because anything here is not greater than 10. That may be because this compiler evaluates 10 greater than 10 to be 1. What if it is some non-zero integer which is greater than 10? The answer may be different, isn't it? So these are a little bit tricky scenarios. So let me again go back and explain to you. If I say is 10 less than 10 and result of that is less than 10. So what does this mean? Is 10 less than 10 less than 10. Now this results in true. How? Okay, see, evaluated as 1, which is true because is 10 less than 10, this results in 0. 0 is less than 10, which is true. Okay, so if I say is a less than a results in true. I don't know, it sounds to be, even if it is a logical or relation expression, I don't know, it sounds to be very illogical for me. All right, these are certain things that we have to look at when we are talking about using relational operators, because they finally the results are all integers. Now, I suppose if I write an expression, is this another? The mathematician may have a problem with this. So suppose if I have is 10 less than 10 plus 200 greater than 400, the result of this expression will be 1. isn't it? Now, why is that? That is because my 10 less than 10 results in 0. My 200 less than greater than 400, I'm sorry, greater than 400, and then maybe I'll say greater than say 0. Then my statement will be true. So is 200 greater than 400, right? Then it is again it is not greater than 400, so it results in 0. Is 0 greater than 0? It again results in 0. And so is 0 greater than say 1, less than 1. So this is an expression, so at least it is going to keep what I just said. So if I now save this, right, and try and execute this code, the answer is 1. Now that is because 10 less than 10 evaluated in 0. 200 greater than 400 resulted in 0. 0 greater than 0 resulted in 0. 0 less than 0 resulted in 1. Isn't it? So it sounds peculiar, but this is the way the relational expressions get evaluated. So we need to be careful when we are using relational expressions. There is nothing like it doesn't result in a Boolean value as true and false in some other languages if you have studied maybe a Python or a Java, right? But this is very, very clear. In C, the result of a relational or logical expression, if evaluated as true, is a non-zero integer. In some compilers, it is 1 or a non-zero integer. It's 0 for a false. Hope you understood this lecture series. Lecture 3. We look at other things in subsequent lectures.